time, I love this aligned astro chat convo that we have. And it always keeps me on my toes because Keone has made me promise that I do these in rapid fire succession because you guys know brevity is not my strong suit. So have a laugh. I'm going to do my best. And of course, I am pulling cards from the Dream Ritual Oracle cards. Let's get to it. Aries, what have we got coming up for you guys this energy time? Record. So I feel like you guys want to really be making sure that you're paying attention to the things and writing down in detail the things that are really important to you. I understand that there's so much that you get excited about. It's the beginning of things, it's the initiation of things, and then you get into all of it and you kind of fizzle out. You lose your mojo with it. But then on the flip side, you're like, oh, I wish I had taken that picture. I wish I had taken the time to record that message or record that information. I feel like this particular window of time, you want to be making the recording of the things that are going on, whether it's details or memories, taking a picture of experiences that you have. You want to be doing that right away. And maybe do that at the beginning of the experience so that you don't forget. I don't know why, but I feel like recording it almost gives you that, like something you're going to need down the road where you look back and you say, oh yeah, that I did do that. That did have meaning. That did matter. I did spend that time with that person. I did go the extra mile in that particular project or at that particular place. You're going to need a record of what you have done. And I don't know why that is. It might be, for some of you in small spaces where you're having to, justify something at work, or it could be just overall in your life, but it's going to be important to you. You're going to be really glad you did it. Tauruses, strength. I feel like what's transpiring for you guys here is, okay, I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a rough haul. It's going to be a little bit of a rough go from an emotional perspective. And I want to say a little bit of strain on you mentally, the mental perspective coming through. But fear not. I feel like it's like, what do they say? In like a lion, out like a lamb. I feel like that's kind of the energy of what's going to happen. So it's not like, oh my God, I got to batten down the hatches. This is going to be, a rough one, or it's going to be a long haul. I don't feel that, but I do feel like it's going to come out of the blue. It's going to be really hot and heavy. It's going to be intense, fast and furious. And then when it leaves, you're going to be like, whew, okay, glad that's over. Now I can kind of process. Now I can figure out what that was all about. But the sun comes out right away. And I feel like the strength card is giving you empowerment around that to say, hey, this is something you're going to need to deal with, but don't freak out. Everything is okay. You're going to get through it. And it's going to happen pretty quickly. And you're also going to get the clarity really quickly around that. So kind of be prepared. Geminis, let's see what we got going on for those Geminis. Oh, it's a great time for you guys. Create is coming up. I feel like this is getting out of your own way and allowing creative flow to happen. It doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to follow a particular set of rules or instructions in order to be able to do things. In fact, I feel like you really want to tune in and kind of go your own route. I'm being shown in my mind's eye a picture of you at an actual crafting class as the example, and everybody else is doing this thing, and everyone seems to be having ease and grace and flow with it, and you're just like, I don't understand what's happening. My fingers aren't working properly. So you know what? I'm just going to go my own route. I'm going to figure it all out on my own, and I'm going to create something entirely different. And that's okay. And I feel like that's the whole point. Source is leading you into that space because you need to kind of get out of that structure, that pattern, that I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. I feel like there's something that wants to be birthed through you, and this is going to be practice. And if you get out of your own way and you allow that creative flow, you're opening up a pathway that you're going to be using in the not too distant future. And it's going to be incredible. So understand that you're kind of laying foundation. Cancers, let's see what we've got for you guys. Flow. Oh, this is your happy place. It's always the water, it's always the flow, and it's a home. We're depicting home. So I feel like it's the flow at home. Um, I'm feeling like for a lot of you, there might be some movement or like relocation energy that's happening, or renovation that's happening. So this could be just that you're like, okay, well, I just moved. Well, then you're decorating the home, right? You're creating the environment. If you are actually relocating, you're looking for a new environment that is going to be, I want to say, your sanctuary. And I feel like you want to really be fun, happy, and free about it. Don't get in your head about, all of the things and the stuff, and it has to be a certain way. Have your list of must haves, and then just go in and be playful about the whole experience. If you're redecorating a room or you're rearranging a room, maybe taking furniture from one room and putting it into another room just to shift things up, make sure you're doing it in a playful way, because that playful way is the flow. Don't get too caught up in your feels about this. I want to say the feeling that you want to have is fun. You want to be giggling throughout the whole process. You want to say, oh my God, I love it. You also want to give yourself the opportunity to say, ooh, I don't even know if this makes sense, but what if I were to put this over here with this? What kind of aesthetic does that give me? What kind of feeling does that create? I feel like that's really important. Experiment and explore a little bit. Leos, revisit. I feel like there's a blast from the past that's going to be coming up for you. This could be in the physical, where there's somebody from your past that's actually showing up in your life. This can also be, I want to say, memories, situations that you haven't thought about in the past, that it's coming up. You're revisiting the experience. And I feel like it's important to evaluate what you did and what you would do differently, because I feel like the revisit is coming through because you are going to be having the experience again, having an opportunity, not so much a do-over, but I want to say having a similar experience, a similar opportunity with a different person or a different situation. And the revisiting is coming up and coming through for you on a very particular level, because it's a reminder so that you're prepared when this other opportunity shows up. You know exactly what the choice is that you're going to make, and you don't have to do a lot of, delineation around it. You don't have to be doing a lot of thinking about it. You're going to know, okay, it might be sad, it might be uncomfortable for me to say no to this person, but I know that's what I need to do, because the last time I said yes and it didn't work out quite in the way that I wanted to. The revisit is coming up because you're learning how to apply wisdom. I always say wisdom is a nothing burger unless you apply it. And that's what this is about. So thank the universe for that. Virgos, what do we got for you guys? Synchronicity. Okay, so I'm feeling like there's some confusion around the signs that you're receiving. And it might even go as far as to be receiving two signs that are, back to back, that are literally giving you a yes and a no about the same thing. And you're going to be like, what the fuck, universe? Like, I don't know what to do with that. What is that supposed to mean? Here's the thing. We have to get out of our limited human linear brains and go more into that galactic space. Go into the meditation. Okay, I've received this synchronicity. I've run into this person that I know that they've got something for me, because they popped into my head this morning and I asked for, guidance, or I asked for a sign, and this person is showing up. Now I need to go into a bit of a meditative state, even just for 30 seconds, to say, what is the message? Not to project what I think the message is onto this, but to actually say, okay, I'm recognizing the synchronicity. I know that you brought this person into my path for a reason. Now, what do I need to know about this? What's the best approach? What questions do I need to ask? How do I show up in this situation to get what it is that you're trying to tell me? So it's synchronicity, but it's an invitation for you to go into the synchronicity at a deeper level, with a little bit of deeper wisdom, a different approach, a wiser approach to it. Don't assume anything. Don't assume anything. Libras, what have we got for you? Reflect. What are you reflecting onto other people? What are you reflecting out into the world? I see you as like a mirror, but I want to say the mirror almost feels like it's a mask. You've put the mirror up because you are sick and tired of everybody reflecting shit back to you. It's almost like this is a window of time where you're like, I don't want you to tell me what my weaknesses are. I don't want you to point out my faults. I don't want you to point out where I need to learn and grow at this moment. I need a little bit of a break from the self-awareness. I need a little break from the scorpionic deep dive into why I am, who I am, and the way I am. And so I feel like you're putting that mirror up because you're just like, I'm reflecting everything back to everybody else, and I'm somewhat detached from that. I feel like this is important for you, Librans, because you need this break. You need a little bit of a break. You need a little bit of a timeout. You know, you're always in that space of what part am I playing? Did I say the right thing? How can I, navigate this situation or that, relationship? And I want to say and I'm seeing the number 3. So 3 weeks, just take some time out to stop doing the self-analyzation. You need a break. And it's okay that mirror is up because it's just, everything's bouncing off of you and you don't have to worry about it so much. You'll come back around again. You absolutely will come back around again. But I want to say, allow the universe, allow your mirror to do the work, rather than you always having to engage and to explain yourself or to, try and make this work or this fit or just to communicate. And I'm not saying don't communicate, but I'm saying just pull back a little bit. Allow things to unfold organically. You don't always have to steer the ship. And I feel like that's what this is about. Scorpios. All right, let's see what we got for you guys. Oh, this one is the one that keeps talking to me. Oh, receive. Why do I feel like you got this one before? Okay, so feeling here like this is a message from your guides to really give you the wake-up call. I feel like what you've been receiving is not necessarily your highest frequency. It's not necessarily lighting your fire and floating your boat. I want to say it's not jiving with where you're at right now, but you're still receiving it. You're still taking it in somehow. For some of you, this may be in relationship where you're recognizing that you're not getting exactly what you need or want or desire or deserve within a particular interaction with someone, and yet you still keep going back. And I want to say this is kind of an invitation to really pay attention to what is it that I'm receiving? Is it good for me? Does it feel silky smooth? Does it feel invigorating and energizing? Or does it feel not those things? Because if it feels not those things, I feel like the answer for you is to take a step back and to say, I choose not to receive that. I'm going to receive your attempt to communicate with me, but I'm not going to receive the type of communication that you're sending because it's just not working for me. So I feel like you want to really be paying attention to what you're receiving. And remember that you have the ability, the bucket stops with you to say, if I'm receiving something that doesn't feel good, I have the right to say, I choose not to receive it anymore. I choose not to take it in. And for those of you, I want to say women, not that men can't have this, men have the divine feminine within them too, but women, just by our very, our body and how our body works, when we are connecting with a sexual partner, we are taking in their essence, their energy. And I want to say you want to be paying attention to that. What is it that you're taking into the body? Because that's making a difference too. Okay, Sagittarius, commit. I think it's so funny that you're getting this because you guys have trouble sometimes with that, right? It's like, oh, I just want to be fun and fancy free. I don't want to be tied down to anything. And what I'm hearing is there's going to be an opportunity for you to say, hey, I want more of this in my life, or I want more of this person in my life, or I want more of this job in my life. And I feel like the question for you that's going to be coming up is, What are you willing to commit yourself to? And I want to say it's going to be an all or nothing. It's a go big or go home kind of decision. I'm hearing that it's golden, right? I'm seeing this. It almost feels like a sun to me, or it's like a golden, like an aha moment. It's enlightenment. So I want to say, yeah, lean in, say yes to the experience, and be wholehearted about it. Don't worry about that whole idea of commitment, because at the end of the day, when you practice non-attachment, you let go of the idea of time anyway. So then that frees you up to be able to be in a situation for as long as you feel you want to be in it. So just let go of that whole concept of commitment. It's holding you back from experiences that you really, really, your soul really wants to have. So let your soul have that, and let go of this idea of, commitment. I want to say, timing is just throw it out the window. Just be in the present moment, be in that space, go all in, wholehearted, and watch the magic happen. Capricorns, what have we got for you guys? Manifest. Okay. So, you know how you guys always like to be in a state of doing, in that flow, really moving forward. I feel like this is a time for you to actually just kind of take a step back, get off the raft and go onto the shore for a pee break and maybe just a little lunch, so that you're not always on the go, go, go. You can stop and smell the roses a bit, because the manifest energy I feel for you is going to come when you get still, when you don't have 57,000 things that you're working on and laying foundation for. I feel like the invitation here is to get still so that you can manifest some new things, planting some new seeds. Once you've done the planting of it and you've been in that focused energy, in that focused space, then go. Leave them be, and everything's going to be fine, and you'll figure it out as you go. Get back on the raft and go. But you need to take a little bit of time out to manifest. So it's all about the stillness. It's all about getting connected into this space right here. Aquarius, what have we got going on for you guys? Ooh, reframe. Where do you hold people back from being able to truly connect? I feel like there's a story you're telling yourself right now about a person, and you're not recognizing the part that you're playing in it. So reframing it allows you to see the part that you're playing in it, and maybe even allows you to say, oh, I was thinking they were doing this because of this, and it felt like they were doing it to me. So I just shut off and I was not interested in it. But now I'm recognizing that I was the one who was actually doing this, and they were reacting to this first. So let me take a look at that. How often do I do that in my relationships? How often do I preemptively keep somebody at bay because I'm nervous about letting them in? I'm nervous about what that looks like. Reframe is going to be really important. Reframe is your friend. Whatever this situation is that I'm tapping into, this person really has a lot to offer you, but they can't offer it to you, and you can't receive it if you are blocked. And you're, quite frankly, just assuming that everyone is an enemy. So reframe it. Not everyone is an enemy. In fact, most people are in your life and in your path because they're here to teach you something. So open to the lesson, open to what it is that your universe is wanting you to see about you. And they're doing that through another person. The reframe is important. Pisces, immerse. Oh, I love it. So you in Cancers, you both water signs, and you both got water cards. So immerse. This, I feel, for you guys is about not doing anything half-ass. This is about fully immersing yourself in an experience that is facing you. This could be a fun experience. It could be sort of like embrace the vacation and, go all in, get on that crazy, roller coaster ride that you said you weren't going to go on. And now in the moment you're like, fuck it, let's do it. This could also be you're being faced with something that is emotionally challenging for you. And I feel like it's immerse it. Your body, your soul came into this space to have all of the experiences, to have all of it, to go to the extremes. Immerse yourself in it because there is a learning, and immerse in it with the understanding and the soul expectation that you are going to be learning something from the experience. So immerse yourself with that observer mindset. Don't immerse yourself without any connection to it at all and just be mamby-pamby. I feel like there needs to be intention around it. But when you do that, I feel like there are going to be some serious aha moments, moments of clarity, and a breaking with addictions. Sometimes we have to go all in order to realize I don't want to do this anymore. Or I'm glad I got this out of my system because now I'm ready for something different and something new. It's almost like you're getting ready to shift, transform, to shift into a new sort of phoenix phase. And you need to, this is almost like tying up loose ends. It's like I'm immersing myself in this whole experience so that I can say that I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, and now I'm ready to move on. Wow, guys, that is our aligned astro chat. I hope you enjoyed the information. Of course, I'm supposed to keep it short and sweet. I was medium. But you love me for it anyway, right? All right, guys, sending you love and support. Take care. We'll see you on the flip side, and transform well.